all crypto nation and mining family. What's going on? What up, what up, what up? What's going on, dude? What's going on, my dude? We got Alex coming in here going whoop. He's like, I'm starting to put the RAM back into the RAM slot. CPU in the CPU bay. You know, slap some GPUs up in that biz notch. And, yeah, get to the mining thing once again. It's like, mine on. Da, da, mine on. Da, 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 da. What is going on? We got Crypto Bedell going, hey, hopefully I'll be back in time. He's like, daily bike ride? Yo. What are you freaking out on over there, kitty? That's only your brother. What up, Budweiser? What up, what up? What's going on? No, Chunkins did not jailbreak. They're getting to the point where they might try to start. They've already tried starting to do that stuff. I mean, they float down now. They don't fly. They can't get going up, but they certainly can get a little jump and then float all the way back down to the ground nice and gracefully. So, they're getting there. They are certainly getting there. What's going on, the dude? What's up? What's up? I'll tell you what's up, man. Bro. Bitcoin! Yo, we got Bitcoin taking off. Might I have called it? Maybe. You can look at all the videos that I've been doing in the last couple of weeks, and I think I've been pretty spot on as of lately. Just saying. I mean, I sat there and looked at this first run up. I'm like, okay, cool off. You can cool off. It cooled off a little bit. Popped up a little bit again. Started trading off sideways. You know, we've been having some good little sell-off days, which is good. Good consolidation. And then, bam, take off. It's like, just like I was saying. You know, it looked like we were starting to come and tighten in. Either we're breaking out, going down, which would be very short-lived. It wouldn't be like it would be something that'd be short-lived. The Wi-Fi's still in the middle of doing Texas. Woo! What up, Big Rome? It's like always been bullish. Man, I'm always bullish. Even when the market's down, I'm still bullish. Why? Because I look at the market being down as like the market just gave you a coupon to DCA, man. And God bless dollar cost averaging, because if I can do it cheaper, I'm happier on the other end. But yes, I mean, definitely market's going in the right direction. Oh my gosh. Happy days. We are starting to return. Now, it sometimes also brings in the FOMO people, you know, the people who have the fear of missing out. Yo, so all the FOMO people is going to start seeing this, and they might start rushing back in, going, oh my God, it's taking off again. It's my chance. Very well could be. I mean, what, we got another month and a half for it to hit $1 million. Otherwise, that $1 million bet gets paid out and Bitcoin lost, but technically so did fiat. But still, you know, it wasn't the $1 million Bitcoin as in the Twitter bet that was put out like a couple of months ago. But I did say at that point in time, I was like, it is very feasible for us to hit that glorious $30,000 per Bitcoin. Forget about that bet. Yeah. I mean, pretty much. I mean, I'm not worried. Oh God, I forget who it was between. I would almost have to relook it back up. I had it in a video of mine whenever it first came out, so. You know, out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, there's that $1 million Bitcoin bet that's going out. And if you look at the market, if you analyze the market and what it's feasible of doing, $30,000 Bitcoin by summertime was never off the table. The $1 million Bitcoin by summertime, I'm not as sold. I mean, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I think it would take the U.S. government doing something foolish, and I mean beyond foolish of what they've already done, to really just destroy the dollar, and then we would watch $1 million Bitcoin because our money would go to trash. I think that's the only real way for that to happen. What does that mean for us Bitcoin miners here in the United States? It means that we will be very wealthy. But everything's going to cost a lot of money. So, dual-edged sword. Don't worry, they will sit there and they'll issue out the CBDC and try to globally fix this. We already see the IMF looking at the CBDC, guys. This is bad. Rabbit versus panda. Oh, good God. Rude, that's a good one. I mean, I have to vote for Red Panda, bro. If it's against if you put Red Panda in the ring, I mean, it's all about the panda. I'm just saying, don't mess around with the panda. You can't. Bitcoin's about to take over fiat currency slowly, and it feels really good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lambo time. You know what? Where do I have it still? Hold on here. I wonder if I still have it. Hold on here. Oh, I don't. Oh well. I don't have it. Thought I did. I must have erased it already. But I would, if I'm gonna do a Lambo, if I'm gonna do a Lamborghini, if I want a Lamborghini, give me a 1957 Lamborghini tractor. Yes, you heard me right. 1957 Lamborghini tractor. Look it up. It's a real thing. Lamborghini started off as a tractor manufacturer. The more you know. And if I'm going to do a Lambo, that's the Lambo I'd want, really. Something that's reliable and can put food on my table. Anything else, to me, is a waste. Yo, just got back. What's up, Crypto Badale? Nah, I don't want the new junk stuff, man. It's not that's not a Lamborghini. I'm sorry, but I don't want a Volkswagen. I mean, if you really want to think about it, it's a Volkswagen. I believe Volkswagen still owns Lamborghini. Or is it Fiat? I know that like Lamborghini got sold. It's not even Lamborghini no more. I would rather take an older a real tractor. So, I mean, I would rather sit there and take an old, no 57 Lamborghini tractor. Yeah. The dude, A1 Abrams beats Lamborghini and Volkswagen. It's not really. Not really. I mean, you don't necessarily need to be able to plow your field at 57 miles an hour while targeting your enemy. I mean, if that's what you're trying to do to put food on your table, you might have a bigger issue on your hands. You might be participating in World War III. It's like, look up NBev if you want to see how many drinks fly under the woke joke. Oh my god. Yeah, I bet. I absolutely bet. So, let's chat. Let's sit there and start diving in. What have you guys been mining? I mean, realistically, there's a few coins that we've all and a lot of people know about. BMW started off as aircraft engines. That is true. Very true, my dude. They were an engine manufacturer. And BMW is not German. It is actually. I think I want to make sure I'm getting this right with the acronym. Bavarian Engine Works Company. BMW. The name harks back to the company's origins in Germany when they were making nothing but fighter jet, fighter plane motors back in the day. And then afterwards, they kind of, all manufacturing kind of left Germany for a few years. One Lambo tractor. Oh, good God, man, I wish. When I hit the Bitcoin lottery. Oh my God, the wife's sitting there doing some tax stuff right now. And I can get state section for hiring a felon. Yeah. Yeah, no thanks. That's no. No hiring felons in the company. I don't care how many incentives there are out there. Too funny. Clarkson Farm on Prime. Jeremy busy with a Lamborghini tractor. Awesome show. Yes, I do watch that every so often. I do watch that. Every so often I watch that. So, but getting on along here, we've all been sitting here. We've got a few coins that we've been all mining, guys. Don't lie about it. We've all been mining them. There's Nexa. Nexa has actually been doing pretty good. I mean, considering that they haven't been around for very long, it's not hard to catch any kind of market traction, especially when you can incentivize miners to not only mine the coins, but also participate in the network. The best way to have a good network adoption is by getting your base, the people who are in your base camp, which are going to be your miners, utilizing that coin and grassroots in it. That's how Ethereum started. That's how Ethereum got big. And basically another coin is going to catch that adoption phase through the miners. As the all markets, start going up with the price of Bitcoin here, we're going to be looking at more and more projects becoming profitable enough for people to mine on. This is one of them that is, sitting there topping into something very profitable to mine into, especially at the price point it is. And considering it's not the only coin out there to be mining for profits, guess what? There are many people that are able to now start spreading out their hash rate. It's not all being concentrated and lumped in on the one thing, even though there are some things that are getting lumped in on. But overall, we are getting hash rate spread out, which is helping the market kind of starting to absorb some of the extra hash rate. With the price going up, we're going to see extra hash rate start coming on board also, and that's going to start coming into play the more profitable that we become. But anybody sitting there going, oh, it's not profitable, we'll dig into that here. We've got Radiant. Radiant is like at an all-time high now. We are just under a half a penny on Radiant. The old all-time high was 0.0035 of a penny. So we are almost at a half a cent. which is for a newer coin that's just coming out, amazing. So if any of you guys have been holding on the Radiant and been mining it since the very beginning, congratulations. You have probably done amazing through this pump right now. Then, of course, we got Caspa. Caspa has not hit its all-time high. Its all-time high was at four and a quarter of a penny. So 4.25 of a penny. Now it is sitting at 0.0382. So we're just a little over 3 cents. So we're almost at its all-time high, but we're not quite there. There is usage within the community on Caspa too, which is really nice to see that through the people who are mining it. There are a group of them that are not only mining it, they're holding on to it, they're utilizing it in the network. That's the stuff that we like to see with any kind of growth. If you want to see something being able to be mined long term, if it doesn't have people holding it and using it, it's just going to be mined itself to death. And then, you're going to party on with something else. So just kind of keep that in mind whenever you're sitting there and mining some of these coins. It's almost worth taking a look at their community and seeing if their community is holding it or are they just swapping it back and forth between each other. Are they actually because I've gotten into Discords where people were just literally all the movement that you were seeing was coming out of a single Discord, and it was like, I'm like, it wasn't being traded anywhere else. It was literally you were watching the Discord just wash trade it between each other, and that stuff like that kind of sketches me out a little bit. I hope it sketches you guys out, because if you're going to be getting involved with something, if you want to be able to offload it to be able to pay for electric, you got to have a way to be able to off ramp. If there's no off ramp outside of a single Discord, red flag. I wouldn't even be messing around in there, because you don't know if that stuff's being done by bots. It can be very easily done, wash trading on a Discord, looking all legit, and it's all bots. So kind of stay frosty out there with some of the stuff. So, but at least we know, with Nexa, Dynex, Radiant, Caspa, Ethereum Classic in some cases, they're Conflux. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them that have been at the top of the range here that we've all at some point and another have mined it, right? At least I think most of you have. I know I have. Have I held on to any of those coins? No. I trade out to something that will hold value a little bit better. I'm not going to worry about so much of the market fluctuation. But again, I'm mining for a business. You guys can be mining to hodl. You guys can mine to participate in those particular networks, which is one of the benefits of being only a home miner. For me, until I can get the business up off the ground, I've got to make sure that everything goes into the business nice and smoothly, pays the bills. So for right now, I've just changed it up. Now, was I participating in other networks at one point in time? Yes. Since I decided to set up the business, I've been laser focused. So you guys can always sit there and play around with these networks yourself. And that's what helps bring in the use case for it, that helps bring in the buzz, because people see the usability in the network. And if you go onto your favorite mining calculators and you're like, good God, what can I mine? I'm living California, where you can be paying up to 40 cents per kilowatt hour, right? Yeah, you're still profitable too, guys. Yo, check that out. So if you had a 4090 and you were paying 40 cents per kilowatt hour, everything here is calculated at the 40 cents per kilowatt hour. A 4090, you'd be making $1.50. 4070 Ti, 68 cents. I mean, it slowly diminishes down. You don't come down too far down the Substack at 40 cents per kilowatt hour. You better have good, efficient hardware. That's the name of the game if you're in a state like California, where you are paying way too much and you're afraid to even so much as turn a fan on to ventilate a fart. What up, Crypto Bedell? And he's like, if staking is illegal in the USA, why would Coinbase move assets to a staking wallet? So Coinbase is under fire from the SEC and yeah, the government is coming down on Coinbase with a boom. So don't sit there and they're getting in all sorts of trouble right now, and I think it's almost like they think they can sit there and make a boycott, and I think they're about to get slapped. They're gonna get slapped with a thing called reality, and the reality is that the SEC wins. Period. They might want to put Gary Gensler under fire, going, but he's enforcing the laws as written. So, as they're written, unless lawmakers change the regulations behind everything, he's within the full ramifications of what can be done. Yeah, just keep an eye on that, Bedell, and I hope you don't go. Be careful. I don't want you getting burned, bro. Don't get burned. This is an Coinbase is playing with fire right now, and I'm not sure if it's gonna work out in their favor. So stay frosty on that. And I think that's some of the thing with, they're wanting to get stuff out of staking. You see, Coinbase can sit there and offer this. Coinbase can stake if they're an accredited investor. They can't offer any staking assets to you or me or anybody else. We're not accredited investors. So, as long as they're an accredited investor, they can participate. So don't look at what they're particularly doing also as a recipe of what you can and can't do. Because if they fall underneath the accredited investor, they can do it. It's okay for them to participate, just not you. Bittrex shutting down. USA clients need to move somewhere, just don't know where. You can do what I did. I just got my Raven sitting in a wallet. I've got the core wallet from Raven. There's yeah. I mean, that's what I would do. Yeah, you can put it into the Zelcore. Zelcore holds it. Otherwise, you can put it into your own wallet. Get your core QT wallet for Raven, and you're good to go. But get back to this. So pretty much everything, for the most part, is profitable at 40 cents per kilowatt hour. Where that threshold is, where you absolutely break even at, would be a 6,600 non-XT would be your break even. A2000, you'd be breaking even, guys. You wouldn't lose money, but you wouldn't make a dime either. Let's see here. 3050, you'd be breaking even. A 2080 and below, you're going to be losing that money. So a 6800, you'd be losing 5 cents a day at 40 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, this is at 40 cents per kilowatt hour, guys. You're basically talking that you have the worst electric rate in the country. You live in California. Uh, you know, a let's see here, a RX 580, you'd be losing like 40 cents a day at 40 cents. So it you'd be like 80 cents in the hole at the end of the day, right? A 1070 Ti, it cost you 25 cents to run these. I have these. So a 1070 Ti cost you 25 cents a day, and you'd still be losing 39 more cents. Yeah, just let that sink in. You'd be making no money at 40 cents on some of these. Now, if you go in and we change that to 11 cents, basically your national average. Now you start seeing some good profits. A 3080 Ti, which is what I got in my PC, making 80 cents a day after electric, right? Bam. A 3090 would be making 71 cents a day. Ain't that wild that a 3090 will make you less money than a 3080 Ti? Remember I was saying you don't need a 3090 to mine? A lot of times, the 3090 is not the most profitable card out there. A lot of times, it'll be either your Ti variant, or you're going to be looking at your 3080 and the 3080 Ti being ahead of just the standard 3090. And it uses all that extra power, too. These are your Titan class GPUs. Yes, you can mine on them. Yes, you can game on them. Yes, they advertise it as a gaming device. It's still, at the end of the day, it's a Titan class GPU. The 80 class was the gamer's high-end GPU. The 70 class and the 80 class, in my opinion, is that Goldilocks zone for mining. If you're looking for more budget orientated, then you're looking at your 50 class and 60 class for NVIDIA lineups. That's just kind of how it's always been. But since they've changed the marketing and tried selling the Titans to all the gamers out there, now we have the confusion that everybody thinks the 4090 is this King Kong GPU, and it's just a Titan. It's just a relabeled Titan class. You talk to a lot of the industry people, they will agree. So, I guarantee you I can sit there and talk to Gamers Nexus or any of the Linus Tech Tips, any of those people. Gamers Meld, not an Apple fan, all of these guys, all your big tech YouTubers, and I can go the 90 class GPUs. Can we all start calling it a Titan? And they'd probably all agree with me. I'm just saying. And also, whenever you're looking at it, at information on figuring out what would be the best thing to mine, what would be the best thing to mine. This is just one tool. This is hashrate.no. The other place you can look at is the traditional what to mine. And here it is. I've got a 6800 XT on here, right? So if I come down onto this one and I look up where the 6800 XT is, and at 11 cents per kilowatt hour, right? We're at 61 cents a day, right? Now, let me put it back to where it was originally. So at the 40 cents a day, the 6800, let's see here, 6800 XT at 40 cents per kilowatt hour, you'd be losing 24 cents. What do I have here? I have this at 40 cents. So what's a mine would have you losing 71 cents a day with a 6800 XT, guys. So like you're going to sit there and you're going to mine, and it's going to depend on how you tune these cards and where your profitability really lies. Did you pull as much power as humanly possible off of this card and get the best boost clock on this? If so, then you're going to be on the lower spectrum of losing money. Now, subsequently, if we bring this back to the 11 cents, which is about the national average of where everything is, a 6800 XT, you're making 61 cents a day. And let's go ahead and do that here. 11 cents per kilowatt hour. And here it's got you at 42 cents a day. Now this is that your hold on here. Let me also calculate Nexaplow on here. So they're calculating at 42 cents, right? And let's see here. Where is it? I don't even see this. Huh. And I don't even know how they're calculating for this, right? So I would have to click into here and go, okay, what's going on here? 160 watts at 1 gigahash. Now I know I get 1.4 gigahash at about that wattage. So now, because I've got it to where I know I'm at, so they had this set conservative at 1 gigahash on this coin. 1 gigahash, and now I put in the proper where I was at 1.4, so I'm almost 1.5 gigahash. Now I'm making 76 cents a day on here, which is now more in alignment to where Radeon is on this here, and they're sitting here saying that I should be getting about just a little over 1 gigahash on here, which I might be thinking of my 3080. I bet you that's what I'm thinking of. So I will say that these ones are the 1.2. Calculate. Yeah, so it's like 1.2, 1.3 gigahash. So I was about right. I'm just kind of like, I'm not like looking at my stuff here. So 1.3 gigahash would put this more into alignment to where hashrate.no is calculating this at, making basically 32 cents a day, yeah, your total profit would be like 53 cents in 24 hours type of deal. So, yeah. I mean, no matter how you want to look at it, unless you got horrible power rate, we are all profitable. I forgot my Zelcore password. Luckily, it was empty. That's lucky for you, bro. 55 cents a kilowatt hour? Oh my lord, bro. You need the Family Mine LLC, where we can give you an 11.5 cents per kilowatt hour. Yo. We can cut you down, put you into massive profits, my dude. You just pay for shipping, we'll host your gear, dude. I know you come from a long way. You pay for everything getting into the United States, and we'll host it for you. We'd be more than honored to host it for you, Rude. Just saying. Just saying. It's like people like in Rude's situation, 55 cents per kilowatt hour. That is absolutely horrendous. At 55 cents a kilowatt hour, a 4070 Ti would make you about 15 cents a day. A 4090 would make you 2 cents a day. And anything below that, you'd be losing money. So that's just like, wow. I feel for anybody in that situation, and anybody in that situation needs to be in contact with us at the Family Mine, so that we can getting you set up at the facility. You're going to want to get into the Patreon. Links down below. Get into the Patreon, get into the pseudo hasher tier, and then you got your VIP holding for you to be able have your rigs hosted with us. You're going to guarantee a slot on our shelves. That's what we want to make it. Like, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Hey, what up, Sadie? Caught a live stream. Happy Tuesday to the FA Miners. Yeah, what up, Wheeling Crypto? We got awesome peeps sliding on in. Certainly smash that lizardy like button as you are sliding on in. Yo. So we are definitely, it's like, unless you got a ridiculous amount of power bill, it's like I wouldn't be mining if it was at 55 cents per kilowatt hour. I'd be taking the money that I'd feel comfortable with spending on participating in crypto, and just dollar cost average that into the market and buy Bitcoin, hodl it, take self-sovereignty over your own financial future. But if you're sitting there at normal power rates, 11 cents per kilowatt hour, or even up to 40 cents per kilowatt hour, you are pretty much in profits. If you got anything lower than that, you are doing exceptionally good. So just kind of keep that in mind as you guys are sitting there and mining away. That it's like we're gonna be looking at as we come in the summertime, as we get more of this Bitcoin pump here. We will see the rest of these cryptos going up in price, and what we're going to be mining is going to be earning much more Bitcoin. And even when you're looking at the ASIC side of this, guys, if any of you guys are into ASIC mining, I know a bunch of people do have it in the community. So this is for all of you guys, including myself. If you have the Bitcoin miner is the most profitable thing right now. Who would have tunked that? Then you got the Litecoin miner. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Caspa. That's going to be your top miners right there. Mineable coins for your ASICs. You could sit there and drop down, get into your ETC miners like the E9 Pro. You'd be making $5.25 a day. Now this is at 11 cents, I believe. 12 cents per kilowatt hour. Man, that's a long way down. So where is it where you start losing money here? Which groupings of miners start losing you money? So your Gold Shell SE box, your mini Doge at 12 cents per kilowatt hour, you're losing money, guys. Now, I don't know if they are 100% accounting for earning Dogecoin right along with the Litecoin together. Depends on how many mega hash you're getting out of this thing, and where the price is of both assets. Not sure if they are actually equating for both coins being sold at the same time, or if they're just looking at Litecoin on this. But I would hope that they're calculating it with both assets being sold. It would make the most sense. So you'd be looking at, a day, you'd pretty much you'd be pretty close to losing money on this stuff, guys. So the mini Doge, actually, no, I'm sorry. That's making money. It's just in the red. Why do they do that? It must be flipping back and forth, and it hasn't updated yet. So the What's Miner M31S, you're losing 2 cents a day. Your Gold Shell Handshake Lite, losing 6 cents a day. Your Library Coin Gold Shell, you'd be losing 11 cents a day. Your Mini Doge Pro, you'd be losing 16 cents a day. Your S17s, you'd be losing 16 and 17 cents a day, depending on which flavor you have. The Mini Doge, if you've got the first edition on the Mini Doge, you are losing money. Hey, what up, Key Point Productions? I'm glad I hodled my Conflux, was mining it like crazy when it was at 4 cents per coin. Now I've essentially gotten 1,000% increase. Wait until Bitcoin gets as high as it was before, and I sell a little for gear. Bro, Thumbs up on that one. That's right. That's what we're all in it for. You know, we're not trying to like get rich, but if we can sit there and get into a good position, you know, it's liberating whenever you can sit there and purchase a little bit more hardware and, you know, you're like, oh wow, now I'm actually earning and I'm not worried about paying the electric bill anymore. And you get to that point and you're like, oh wow. It's just a mathematics game at that point. It's like I am setting up a Nexua wallet and miner. I'm going to look at what games are compatible with it for proof of gaming. Nice. Hell yeah, Sadie. For the win. Absolutely for the win. So, you know, it's like at what point in time does it not make sense to actually have an ASIC right now? You know, we were doing everything else at, what was that, 40 cents? So let's put this at 40 cents. Does it make sense to mine at 40 cents with ASICs? Oh my god, the Gold Shell ST box and the Daeyoung Zig M1, you'd break even. The Gold Shell ST box would be your only profitable coin. Only because it uses 61 watts. Everything else would be losing money at 40 cents. So if you were at 40 cents per kilowatt hour, stop mining with your ASIC. If you were above 40 cents per kilowatt hour, let me scroll all the way back down here. We're gonna play with this. 45 cents. Okay, so then the Gold Shell ST box is the only thing that you'd be able to ASIC-wise mine with. That would make sense at even 45 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's try the one that from our man, Rude, he said 55. We're going to put it to 55 cents. That's just a crazy, crazy amount. What the hell? Did I break it? I must have broke it. Oh, did I break it? I said apply. What the? I broke it, guys. There's no way that it just went like that. Yeah, see, here it is at 48 cents. That means it doesn't accept. Oh wow, I found the limitation on this. How this is hilarious. 50 cents. Does it break here? Where does it break at? I put 55 cents in and it's broken. Okay, so 55. What about 54 cents? So 55 cents or above, it doesn't work. Rude. Your crazy power rate just doesn't compute with anything. So if you were to be mining with ASICs and you had Rude's power bill, the Gold Shell ST box would be the only ASIC on the market that you can be remotely profitable with. See, it's all Rude's fault. Yep, 100%. Blame Rude for breaking the internet with his ridiculous power rate. I'd break too, man. I'd be like, you know, completely broken. Too funny. You can buy some ramen noodle with that profit. Facts. You can sit there and with an ST box, you will eat forever. You will never have to worry about putting food on your plate. I mean, that is fact. I mean, at 35 cents, I mean, you're going to have to run a lot of them to get the bill, your rent paid. But, you know, I'm just saying, It's feasible. We have numbers that a Gold Shell ST box on Kryptonite R is profitable at ridiculous power rates. Holy cow. So getting into other things. If you guys play any of that Cyberpunk, guys, Cyberpunk 2077 now supports the new ray tracing standard for the 40 series cards. So they now have the live ray trace, the full real-time ray tracing in game. So it just means that you're going to get a little bit more color pop off of everything. The older cards are only going to be, you're only going to really see it in reflections and stuff like that. But Cyberpunk, they're using the AI generated upscaling. So you should see certain things kind of clean up on the look on there if you've got a 40 series GPU or the 3090 or a 3090 Ti. If you got one of those, you'll be able to take advantage of the full real-time ray tracing in-game. Now, if you turn this on, note that you're not going to get as much frame rate off of this, guys. So you're doing this more to get the color pop off of it. If you turn this on with older hardware, you will start getting less frame rate. You can do this on a 3080 as long as you don't push it above 1080p. If you stay in the 1080p range, you will have absolutely no problems playing this with the full real-time ray tracing. But you start pushing your resolution up, you're not going to be able to take advantage of this if you're in the 30 series GPUs. I like Space Invaders or Asteroids. Well, you got Doom Eternal that's fully ray traced. I mean, you can run Doom Eternal on a potato. It's funny that it's fully ray traced. I mean, but it didn't take much to fully ray trace it in the beginning anyway. So, I mean, it wasn't like a really big feat. But to see a newer title take full advantage of this and already implement it into the games shows that, future games are going to start taking advantage of this too. And also means that we should start seeing more of this technology going also into AMD. Maybe a little Pac-Man. Man, Pac-Man's only cool if you've got an actual arcade setup for it. It's got to be the arcade edition and the one that you would have seen at every bar in the 80s, dude. I'm just saying. If you have not experienced Bar Pac-Man or Bar Miss Pac-Man, the ones that you would see at the bars from the 80s, you haven't experienced Pac-Man. So just kind of, keep that in mind that with the older hardware, you're going to be toning it down. You're going to get less frame rates. 30 frames per second on a 3090 at 1080p with full ray tracing on it. It's like, we'll just call that unplayable. It's like, yeah, you can play it if you're, no. That's not why I bought a PC, so I can have 30 frames per second. If I want 30 frames per second, I would have stayed on my consoles. I'm just saying. So they'll eventually make it to where some of this stuff will pipe over to the older hardware. They just gotta work out the kinks out of it. Nothing's gonna save the first gen stuff because that was a whole different setup than what they're using now. The 30 series is close to what they're using for this third gen stuff that they're running now. But there are going to be limitations on that, and eventually, if you guys are wanting to have the cutting edge gaming experience, you're going to have to keep on getting newer and newer GPUs, guys. But for mining wise, we're not seeing enough to be able to grab one of these and have to have it. Yes, we're seeing a performance uptick for mining wise. If you have a 4090, yes, you're making $2.30. If you have a 3090, you're making 71 cents. That's the difference between the two GPUs as they sit right now. mining on the same coin. So that's where, but is that $2.30 worth an additional $1,000? That's always the question, right? So for gaming wise, you might be worth it. Mining wise, not always. Sometimes you just mine with what you got, right? And then talking about mining with what you've got, AMD is to launch the new Radeon Pro W7900 GPU workstation card based on Navi 31 GPU. But bam, I love these little blower cards. They're so easy to deploy. They slot in the server so nicely. They're clean. Love it. Here are going to be your results on that stuff. So the memory, we're going to be looking at 32 gigabytes of memory on this thing. Or hold on here. No, that's the system itself. Do they have? Well, I mean, it's still a 7900 underneath the hood. So this will perform, I think, a little bit better than the regular RX 7900. Because it'll have some of the stuff cut down on there. It'll have more stuff for compute mode. So this will be a compute style card. You can use these as standard GPUs still. But I do not believe all of them have. I'm not sure if this has any outputs on there. I've only seen the frontal view. Every time I look at this card, this is the only image I can find. So I don't know if there's any peripherals that you can plug into this thing to get video to come out of this. If it's got any ports on here, HDMI, display port, one of the two, so that you can see what's going on in there, or if this is just pure workstation and it just has the blower fins going out to the back, no obstructions. If that's so, if that's the case, then you'll have to have an iGPU or have an actual GPU slotted into the motherboard for your video output, so you can figure out what the hell's going on. But these things are usually pretty decent cards. I mean, basically, this will be NVIDIA's AMD's a variation of the A4000, A5000 GPUs. I mean, it for the equivalent of what they are. It's a workstation data center card. They should mine very good, as long as you can grab one of these things for a reasonable price. Because of the fact that I've seen these with the Radeon Pro Signia on there, that they are a lot of times a little bit more pricier. So unfortunately. What up, John Jermaine? Wait, now there is an effing Budweiser. I still have electronic quarterback from, oh my God. Somewhere at my grandparents' house, we have that too. We have that too. Oh God, man! There's so many different old school games from back in the day that I had that we have from all handheld stuff. Oh, those were the days. And then, of course, we've got Intel has confirmed that it will not be releasing one of the already announced Ponte Vecchio SKUs. So the Intel Data Center Max series is not going to... They basically pulled it for the time being. So if you guys are looking for data center style cards for mining, especially going into proof of useful work, some of these cards I would imagine would be ideal for this situation. This one will be getting pulled off of the table, unfortunately. I don't know if this means that they were having an issue with the card and they need more research and development on this, more data, they need to fix something. I hope that's what that is. And then they just come out with it later, or did they already make another SKU that just blew this out of the water and they're like, oh, we don't even need to bother with this. Sorry, guys. That'd be an interesting one if they just like obsoleted one before they even released it and they're like, oops, this is junk. Or if they're, going back and they're going to be fixing something in there. But meanwhile, it was discovered that the Max 1350 GPU, which was already announced according to Intel, has been canceled. The Max 1350 specs are still displayed on the cache's website, but the live product link now leads to an empty page. The company has decided to remove the product from its lineup in favor for a more powerful 1450 GPU, which is to come out later this year. Like I said, they went, oops, we just obsoleted this one and we don't want to piss off our customers by having that much of a performance gain within one generation. And as long as Intel lets this come out and they don't nerf it, might be a good move, a good power move for them. And then it just depends on how expensive these things are. I have seen these data center cards going from $5,000 and up for a data center style GPU because it is a workstation card. Now, this card does not come with any kind of fans on it. This has a pass-through radiator. In other words, it's designed to be smashed up against another one of these cards, all in a server array, and the server blade itself is forcing all that 250 CFM worth of airflow rushing through this card. That's basically what's going to be cooling this card down. Even with the 1450 GPU to come out later on this year, it will be cooled down in the same fashion, guys. And then, of course, they got the Max 1550. We got 128 ZE cores, 1024 vector engines. Don't really care so much about the base clock and boost clocks on workstation cards because they're so specific of what they can do. What interests me is that this has got 128 gigabytes of HBM2. It's got a 1024-bit bus width on here. The memory bandwidth is 3,276.8 gigabytes per second. PCIe Gen 5 by 16, 600 watt TDP. And of course, it could be air cooled or liquid cooled. So again, it's going to be coming into this little shroud here, but you can liquid cool it to get that extra performance out of there, and you can run it at the higher wattage as long as your radiators are wicking off more heat load than what is being generated. But it's interesting that they are going to be running Gen 5 by 16, and the Max 1450 has not been completely announced, of course. So we'll have to see how that is moving forward. If you guys are interested in that stuff, this again is going to be possibly really good equipment for proof of useful work if you are wanting to participate in that network. Now, again, we're talking data center style stuff going into proof of useful work. They are inherently expensive. A full Intel server blade setup in a full tower, right? You're looking at $1.2 million. There's a reason for it because you got those workstation cards at $5,000 to $10,000 a piece, guys. That's why some of these server farms, they're running older equipment because they're buying the equipment that Google is selling off, that Apple is selling off, and then they're repurposing that into another server facility because that equipment is far cheaper. If I can grab a full server blade and only pay $100,000 on it versus 1.2 million on something new. That is always the drawback of these data center style cards when you're initially buying them when they're brand new. They are like ungodly expensive. Like, ew, Flux and all their talking, very little action so far. Yes and no, yes and no. I would say that they haven't had a whole lot of movement with the project. It seems like the project is very focused around the wallet, and that being their product. Um, so I mean, it depends on how you want to look at it. I mean, from the product side, they're doing good. From the usability of for the necessity of flux outside of the ecosystem, not really. So, but with the proof of useful work, I'm interested in seeing how that plays out. If that is more secure, or are they giving up security in lieu of having specialized, expensive hardware? All right. And talking about Coinbase, right? So we all know that Coinbase has been under fire, guys, and I mean absolutely under fire. With the SEC coming down there with lawsuits, and there's going to be more. They've got uh, there are different agencies that are going to be coming after Coinbase and all the other shitcoin sell exchanges. This is a fire that's going to be breathing down on their throats, all at the same time. The uh, Coinbase is Coinbase is losing a top executive, with the company's head of exchange, Vishal Gupta, deciding to exit. Gupta worked at the Coinbase for more than 2.5 years before transitioning in. Before transition, wow, that article really like. Gupta worked at Coinbase for more than 2.5 years. Before transitioning into crypto, Gupta spent several years leading traditional finance powerhouse Goldman Sachs. So this is a Goldman Sachs guy. I'm going to suspect that he sees the writing on the wall and he's like, I'm just going to go back into the crooked banking system where I belong. At least there, the government's not trying to come after my job. So he probably did an amazing thing to just like go, peace. Or you guys get F in the A, I'm dipping. So the departure comes during a tremendous time for both crypto and Coinbase. The industry is reeling amid a string of bankruptcies and bank runs and bank collapses, while Coinbase found itself in the crosshairs of the SEC Commission. Gupta is not only a high-profile executive not the only high-profile executive to exit the company. Coinbase Chief Product Officer Sojet Chajeri left the exchange earlier this year, announcing his departure last year. So you're going to see a lot of usually when the rats see the ship is sinking, they start jumping off. And you're always going to see the top rats flee first. They're like, oh, I'm out of here. I was all cool until the regulations started coming this way, because they don't want to get screwed over in this. So they're going to sit there and Richard Hart the situation and try to exit out very quietly and be like, I have deniable accountability. I know nothing. And if they can, but I don't think that this guy is going to be able to get completely out of it. If something really goes on in Coinbase, just because Vishal Gupta has left does not mean that he is scot-free because he's no longer part of the company. So, I mean, if there was something nefarious that happened and he is at the helm of it, he will still be held accountable. I will guarantee you that. The Gooberman is out of control. We knew that like 40 years ago, but it's just worse now. 100% worse now. So we're definitely going to be seeing more of these departures out of the exchanges, guys. So kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at the exchanges and why you should not be holding your crypto on exchange. For the love of God, if you are not on the exchange actively trading, buying, or selling, do not leave your coin there. That is going to be a surefire way of losing it. All the crypto exchange founders have very quietly said that part out loud, that you should not be leaving your coin there, that the government can shut them down at any point in time, fellas. I just want everybody to stay safe. That's it. That's it, guys. So thank you, everybody, for being here. All that good stuff. If you guys got any comments or questions, certainly now is the time to drop them in the chat. We are over that 1 hour marker, fellas. Yo, if you don't have any comments or questions, certainly smash that Lizzie like button and drop FA in the Chizity chat, guys, because you guys are rated F for freaking awesome. Yeah. That's right, John Germain. Everybody drop those FAs in the chat because you guys all flipping rock, dude. Your guys are the reason why I do this each and every day. And if you guys enjoy my workouts in the morning, it's just like a chill and chat session for you guys. I'll be back at it in the morning. Tweaked my back a little bit on Monday. If you guys didn't catch that one, I had to pop my back while I was working out. The middle of my lats were very angry from doing cable rows, and my whole back was just very angry today, so I was just kind of taking it easy. I'm in my 40s. Give me a break. So thank you, everybody, for being here. If you guys like to hang out in the morning, love to have you there. Ask questions, hang out. It's all about in the morning while I'm sitting there working out. It's nice and casual in the morning. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon for Economics 101, guys. If you guys want to know the good, the bad, the ugly about money, come check it out at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, the State of Economics 101. So thank you, everybody. And then, of course, whenever I'm exiting out of here, guys, try to exit out on one of the thumbnails, guys, that YouTube suggests. It helps me with that click-through rate. Those of you who have been participating, I flippin' love you because you've been helping me actually influence the YouTube algorithm. So if you got a favorite YouTuber, this is how you can actually help them out if they're struggling to grow. Just click through their, on whatever YouTube suggests on there, and it helps them out. So thank you, everybody that participates in that. And with that being said, smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share this out on your favorite social media. And with that being said, peace out, stay savage, and I'll see you on the next one.